Here we go. Come on, somebody. We are live. Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome. Come in. Welcome. So let me tell y'all, we hijacked Jason for another week.
I'm here. You feel me? I'm out here. Glasses and all. Can't see a lick.
We was just talking. Good evening, y'all. Say hello. Let us know where you're checking in from. We're going to get right into this. So first, I just want to. So some of y'all are brand new. Hey, to all our brand new people, welcome. Grab a notebook, grab a pen because he's about to drop some gems right now. Okay. And then for all of our returning people, you already know. Like, we had a live stream a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And you had just got off of plane. Look, are you
Literally.
stationary? Did you?
Literally though, like literally just got off the flight. But today, I just came from my car. I was trying to run around and do some stuff, but I'm good. We
I
here.
love it. Look, Alyssa says hello. Look, Deborah G is like, come on, somebody. You are. Oh, she said, I'll lay. Here we go. Here we go. Jocelyn, hello from Chicago. Got Chicago in the building.
Town.
Deborah from St. Louis. Come on, somebody. And so I want to make sure for all of our newbies, right? And mind you, let me just say this real quick. You know, and Jason knows this. Most of our community is personal credit, business credit, entrepreneurship, and wealth building. And let me tell you why I'm so excited about Jason just spending the time to share, because everybody is building wealth, building legacy, and that's about multiple streams of income. That's about scaling, about being wise with your time. And so the reason why this is a great partnership, a great collaboration and information is because some of y'all, many of us are missing this opportunity. We're not sure how to use government contracting, if it's for us, how it can help us scale our brand, how it can help us buy back our time. Come on, somebody. Hey, from North Carolina, how it can help us buy back our time. So first, let me start with let me say one other thing. Look, come on, somebody with this. Say one more thing. Let me say one more thing. When you think about federal contracting, you think about Jason White. Come on, somebody.
Sure.
I absolutely love what he has done with his brand and with being an expert. But more importantly, we talked about this last time. It's great when you know how to do it, but it's a blessing when you can show other people. And Jason was like, you got to be a master. If you ain't no master, you got to be a master, be a product of the product. Like she says, hey. And so first, Jason, the king of federal contracting. And for those that don't know what the federal code is, can you actually start there? And the reason why I'm going to start there before we jump into the hacks is because Jason has created a proven system, a community, a foundation to help people get results. So for all of our people who are brand new to this information and brand new to you, can you explain, first of all, how you are an expert at this? Over 13,000. Look, I got the number right this time. 13,000 students that he is helping and teaching and training. But can you explain to them what is the federal code?
Yeah, so the federal code is a program that we created in 2019, something like that.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, and it's just a program where we teach individuals and businesses how to obtain federal government contracts without physically doing the work. Most people build their companies to do the work. Most people build their companies to be engulfed and embedded, and that's cool, that's fine. Right. But with federal government contracting, you don't have to do it that way. You can get the work, subcontract the work out. You don't have to see the work, touch the work, see the workers doing the work, see what the work is being done at. You don't got to do that. Not with the federal government. And that's what the federal code community has been built around, and just been steamrolling.
I absolutely did y'all catch that? Without you having to do the work, how many of y'all know that wealth is about freedom and about time freedom too? And so when I tell you, it's brilliant. The way that you teach it is brilliant, because I think that most people don't get into federal contracting because they think about, them doing the work. What are the qualifications? Are they qualified? So let's jump into these hacks real quick. So right. 5 hacks to help you get federal contracts in 2025. So first of all, for everybody on here, make sure y'all like this, share this with a friend, help somebody win, help somebody make some money and build their legacy. Come on, somebody. Yeah. But what's hack number 1 you want to share?
So the first one is simple, right? We want to make sure you create your SAM.gov profile, aka you want to register your company in SAM.gov. I talk about it like it's very easy because it is. Now this is what I mean by that. People say, "Oh, it's not easy for me. It's just easy for you." Yada. If it's easy for me, I promise you, it's easy for you. Because most of your answers when you're registering SAM.gov is no. So you've never done business with the federal government. You never made money with the federal government. You don't want to have to be added on all these crazy databases that SAM.gov gonna pull you in. Most of your answers will be no. So take your time, go through it. SAM.gov is your first step to being awarded federal government contracts for sure.
Perfect. Now for somebody, because I think the last time one question right here. Look, one question right here, because we had this from last week, and I forgot to ask it. One of our wealth warriors, matter of fact, her name is Allison. She's gonna be at Wealth on Water. Oh, FYI, Jason is a coach teaching a master class at Wealth on Water. She's also going to be at Wealth on Water. Okay. And she had asked if there's a difference between getting like state contracts and federal contracts. Is there any kind of difference there, or is the process the same?
Yeah, I'm going to tell her, just like I'm going to tell everybody right now. The difference is one is state, one is federal.
I know that's right.
I'm being silly. So yes, it's a huge difference. Federal dollars and state dollars are not the same. Number two, the process is not the same. With the state, you have to have certifications and you have to be in business for 2 years to qualify for state government contracts. For federal government contracts, you don't need none of that. Once you register in SAM.gov, once they say you're approved, you're ready to go right now. So that's why I love the federal government, because they don't care about that state stuff. Or the local and city contracts are the same way as the state.
That's good. Who would have thought? Look, Deborah said, spread the wealth, Jason. Come on, somebody. So that's so good to know. So that you would think that the federal would have even more requirements, but it's actually the reverse. That the state and the local have. Did y'all catch that? Look, did somebody caught that? Put yes in the comments. Did y'all catch that? Now, with SAM.gov, is there? I know you talked before about them having a registered business. I have an incorporated entity, EIN. Is there anything else? Is there any like must-haves that you want them to have when they're just going through that step number one? And mind y'all know I'll talk in circles all night. So Jason is a teacher. Look, he got 1, 2 to make sure y'all number y'all pen. Number 1, number 2, because he's really laying this out for you. But anything that they must have for SAM.gov?
I love it. So the must have is you must register. That's the must have. Like a lot of people think you need a website. You need you used to have to have a DUNS number, but that they did away with that, right?
That's good.
So for the federal government contracting, you don't even need a DUNS number anymore to register your company. So they did away with that because they give you what's called a UEI, a unique entity identifier.
Come on.
They give you a UEI number, so you don't need your DUNS number anymore. So you really just need your LLC, register that into the database, and you're good to go. That's really all you need.
You better go ahead. Look, Jocelyn said, caught it. Look, she said, caught it. So Yvonne said, what about tax returns? So you do need any of that to actually go to SAM.gov to register? Okay.
Miss Hunter, you don't need it, Miss Hunter. You don't even need that. Don't worry about the tax returns. Because what if it's a brand new business and you never made any money? What if it's a brand new business and you never made any money? So tax returns don't matter.
Which, by the way, look, let me tap. Is why this is so powerful. Look, I probably blew their ears out. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm extra. Which is why this is so powerful, because anybody can do it. Because I'm not even going to ask the question I asked last time, because I was like, Jason, and he was like, yes, Terry. And I was like, who is government contracts for? And he looked at me.
Yeah.
Everybody, right? So I got it. I'm not asking that again, but this is good because there's so much less. So from what Jason's sharing tonight, guys, there's so much less requirements, less restrictions that anybody can get into this. Come on, somebody. Mm-hmm. All right. Hack number 2.
This the only reason why this is a hack for real is because you got the bookworms and the people that think they have to know every single thing for you to get started. So this hack right here is literally for the bookworms, and you want to just understand the Federal Acquisition Regulation, the FAR, FAR, Federal Acquisition Regulation. You just want to understand it. Now watch this. Do not, I repeat, do not go down a rabbit hole thinking you're going to really understand this, because this is the Bible for government contracting, and the jargon is going to be through this roof. So don't go up in that, don't go up be reading the file like, all right, he said understand it. Understand where it is, understand how it relates to you, but it's still going to be a lot of ambiguity. See, I tell people I don't like to read.
You better go ahead. You better go ahead with the vocab. You better go ahead. No, you better. I absolutely love that though, because y'all listen. You will go down a rabbit hole, and then I'm just going to say it. Look, so my wealth warriors know when I sip my water, I'm about to say something inappropriate.
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you why this is important, because we'll use that as an excuse to stall. We'll use that as an excuse to procrastinate. We'll use that as an excuse to not get started. He didn't say you had to be an expert at that. He said, know how it relates to you, know how to reference it, but do not go down a rabbit hole. So just be aware, but don't let that be, oh, I don't understand this, let me not get started with government contract. Don't let that be an excuse, right? That wasn't too inappropriate, was it, Jason? That was all right.
No, that was on point, because that's what ended up happening. I can see it. I can see it right now with my 4 eyes. Four of these points, I can see it. I can see somebody trying to read the far to understand it and getting stuck and just like, all right, well, never mind, it's too difficult. And whole time, the FAR doesn't prevent you from being awarded government contracts. I'm just saying, understand where it is, how to locate it, and read it and reference it if you need to. That's the hack. That's it.
Good. That's good. Look, they said, go ahead, Terry. All right. Hack number 3.
Hack number 3 is creating pivotal relationships.
Come on, somebody. Child. Look, I need to drink my water again. Hold on.
That's easy. People blow relationships all the time. Like, watch this. People blow relationships because, I hadn't talked to this person in a long time, so I ain't gonna worry about it because I don't know how to restart a conversation. That's crazy. This is how you restart a conversation. Write this down. This is how you restart a conversation. You pick up the phone and you say hello. The conversation is started.
You better go ahead.
It started. Like most people get in their head so bad they miss how to keep the bridge linked for a pivotal relationship, regardless if you don't need him right now or not. That doesn't matter. You don't have to. And then this one another thing that I don't like about people that don't know how to stretch a relationship long term. I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's 2025. I probably haven't physically talked to Terri since probably 2020.
Yep.
Real talk. It's probably 2020. But it ain't. It's no love lost. Yep. I support. Watch this. You can support your people for free just by reposting, liking, and sharing their stuff if they're in that field. If they're not in that field, you can still support them for free by praying for them every night. Hey, I pray you can do little stuff to keep a relationship fruitful from your end, from your POV. So I haven't talked to Terri since 2020.
Yep.
You know what I mean, physically. But when she called me, it's like, yo, I'm down. What you need me to do? How you need me to do? Because the relationship never broke. The bridge never broke. Yeah. And then it morphs into a real relationship that you want to keep. That's pivotal. So creating pivotal relationships is a must with federal government contract. For sure.
You better go ahead and listen. I'm so glad that you shared that because we talked last time about how we met at a photo shoot down in DC when we were both getting started. And guys, that's real talk. Like, look, this is a wealth warrior community. This is a federal code computer. Like, we're building legacy and wealth, and we have to have these conversations. The other thing, and what Jason said was so important, I hope y'all didn't miss it. Supporting is also liking, sharing, commenting. It may not be every day. Everybody's busy. We don't even always ever see each other's stuff, but just still staying connected and just giving that energy, when you don't need something. Come on, somebody. Because when I thought about wealth and water, look, I text, I slid in that DM, I found an email. Listen, come on. But let me tell you, and I'm going to be honest, I'm gonna stay here for 1 second, right? And chime in, Jason. But I'm glad that you said that, because some people, this will be the part where that is their downfall, right? They'll think about, okay, the huge strategy here that Jason has that he teaches so differently is that it doesn't have to be you that does this contract. That means subcontracting is also built on relationships and networking and partnerships and communication and integrity and all of those things. So even with us doing Wealth on Water, like, I really thought about who was going to be in the room and who would be the best coaches, the best people for that. And I'm like, I ain't talked to Jason. Is like, right. Listen, you be in your head, but then also when you're driven by the outcomes for the people that you serve. Like, I want the best of the best of the best. One thing that y'all look, write this down. The one thing that has gotten me through so many hurdles is the very worst somebody can say to me is no.
That's it.
The very worst somebody could say to me is no. I'm like, this is the best of the best of the best. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna be in his DM. I'm being in the worst thing he can say to me is no. Then I gotta delete him and block him. I know I'm playing.
That's it. No, Terri, let's keep it 1,000. I told Terri no. I said, nah, Terri, I ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna catch you on the rebound. Yep. Very respectful. She said, oh, okay, all right, well, like I told her, no, watch this. I don't believe in stringing my people along. This is how you keep relationships strong. Yep. I said, I'll have an answer for you tomorrow. Yep. I texted and called her the next day. I said, no, I'm not going to do it. Right? 4 days later, I called her back. I said, I'm in. I said, get me back in there. I got my own reasons, right? But I will say that for when you actually on the cruise. Right. I'll tell you the rest of this story right here if you coming. Yes. But stay right here with the relationship. Like, saying no is the worst thing that can happen. But having the courage to speak your mind freely and not, and obviously I have a lot of respect for Terri, so I didn't say no in a disrespectful, derogatory way, but I did it in a manner that she knows where I'm coming from and she can respect my decision because that's the relationship we built. But if you're not ready to talk from your heart, from the professional level, and just from the common sense level, then communication needs to be built. That's a skill set that you have to continue to build on, and you got to do it.
Come on, somebody. Look, when we get on here, we don't ever even know where this is going to go, but sometimes we need to really, really, really have these conversations because it can look one way. And let me tell you one thing I respected about Jason. And I wasn't going to say that, but he surely did. Yeah, he told me no, y'all. He told me where he going to be at Wealth on Water. But what I respected, y'all, and I mean this, I'm just going to say this because Jason has a whole team, right? He has a team that emails and handles all that and everything. Even though his team communicated with us, y'all, Jason picked up the phone and called me. Yeah. He picked up the phone himself and called me. Like, he didn't want to just be like a text or whatever. And I really respected that because he didn't have to do that, y'all. And so the takeaway there is that building relationship is going to help you with every aspect of your life. You have to, if you've made some mistakes, go back and fix it. But if you are building wealth and legacy and a network, we always talk about our network being our net worth. Treat people how you want to be treated. Treat people with integrity, and it will go really, 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 really far. And then you end up being a blessing to each other.
Yeah. I love it.
Jason said, kick rocks. I know I'm playing. He didn't say kick rocks. No. All right, wait. So hack number. So don't miss that one. Building relationships, and that's going to help you with your subcontractor. So what's hack number 4, Jason?
So the reason why I made this, and watch this, Terri, this is what we're going to do. You know, I ain't got the schedule like you with the YouTube stuff, but what I want to do is I want to take this same conversation probably sometime this week. We'll figure out the schedule, but I want to take it to my YouTube channel because your input off of these 5 hacks will be needed because you're coming from a place of really trying to understand. So I think it'd be dope. You come over there to that channel, you asking me these same, anyway.
Listen,
real quick. You know what I mean?
Watch the relationship. Absolutely, whatever day you need. Come on, I got you.
I think it'd be fire. So the reason why I mentioned all that is because this next hack is for individuals that, like Terri, she's trying to learn, but she's here. But like most people, I heard this can help me. So register for your socioeconomic disadvantage statuses. Now, that's what the real term is, but everybody else know them as certifications. Okay. So register for your certifications, your Hub Zone, your woman-owned, your minority, your veteran-owned, your service-disabled veteran-owned. Now register for those.
Okay.
However, do not hinge your hopes and dreams on those.
That's good. Okay.
Because most people, once they got a certification, they're like, oh yeah, they said it's gonna be easier. Right? It's always they. They
Oh,
said
I'm gonna fight they.
it's gonna be easier now for me to get a government contract, and it's not. You know what I mean? So I want you to register for your socioeconomic disadvantage status, aka your certification, but do not hinge your results on your certifications because you still got to understand and learn the process. But this will be good for you in the long term.
Okay. Look at Lo. Lo said great advice. Hey Lo, we love us some Lo. So is that so? Staying right there, and mind you, I'll be happy to pick your brain because y'all nugget right here, and I got this from Dave Shands. He has a podcast, and everybody knows Social Proof, right? And well, maybe not everybody, right? Our audience is diverse, but he even shared in the very, very beginning how sometimes even having a podcast, having a YouTube channel, you yourself get to be selfish and learn so much by highlighting people, asking questions. Y'all, I am not an expert at government contracting. Let me tell y'all, and I see Jason doing things, I hear workshops, but it's pieced together for me, right? And so now that I got Jason in my grass, I'm like, yo, we about to like hit this hard. So you don't know what you don't know. And so for that process for your certifications, is that a long process? Is that something they should do right away when they're doing SAM.gov? Is there certain ones like
you can. So whatever you qualify for, like if there, so just to be frank, there is no such thing as a minority certification. There is no such thing as that. That's actually called the 8A program. I'm saying the number 8 and the letter A. Mm-hmm. That's the federal government's minority certification. But it's not a long process. You just go to SBA.gov and you register for what you qualify for. So if your wife owns 51% of your business, then you are a woman-owned small business. And so that means you qualify for that certification. If you're a woman, clearly you qualify for it, right? So just register for the things that you qualify for. That's not even a long process.
Okay.
However, once you do it, forget about it and just go back to SAM.gov and get bit. The money is over there. The money is not in the certifications, but I'm telling you to get it because it just keeps other doors open for you. So as many doors as we can walk through, we finna walk through them joints. Listen. So we don't want it to be closed. So it's just another door for you, and getting the certifications opens up another door.
That's good. That's good. And I'm glad that you shared that. We recently had a workshop with Chase. And so this is a cosign, right? Because literally they said the same exact thing with dealing with certain contracts and certain partnerships, that they actually look with their coaching programs and so forth to see if you have your certifications. And I was like, I didn't even think about that. Allison said her address wasn't perfect. She missed something, and then her cage was denied.
Yeah, so she's talking about doing when she registered for SAM.gov. So she's right, because so SAM.gov has to verify your address. That's why when people say, so in the business world outside of government contracting, get your virtual addresses, do all of that because it makes sense for getting loans and funding and all of that.
Yeah.
For federal government contracting, you can't use your virtual address. And I know somebody like, but my virtual address is actually a building. Congratulations, it ain't yours. You paid for it. It ain't your ad. They know, you know what I'm saying? Like they know that. The government knows. So use your real address. Get the tax write-off real quick for it because you got a home-based business from your home address. Also, once you are fully registered, you can change your address.
That's good. Don't miss them nuggets.
Then you can change it to your virtual after you've been approved. So that's why she got quickly denied. But hopefully she did the action she needed to do. Just follow what they say and you'll get it quickly.
Y'all better go ahead. I'm learning so, but look, I love picking somebody's brain. So that's so good, guys. And mind you, for everybody on here, mind you, these are two separate things. So he's talking about government contracting. Usually when I'm teaching, I'm talking about business funding and business revenue and all those things. And so there's some different requirements. So understand. So nugget right here, understand what the goal is, what you're trying to do in that instance, and then make sure you're following those steps. Because having a home-based business, he's 1,000% correct. Like we all look, we all, especially if you're self-employed, we love some tax write-offs,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
We
Yeah.
love some tax write-offs.
We gotta have.
Gotta have them. Well, for water, take right off. Okay, but then this is where with the business world, sometimes they don't like to see that your business address is the same as the personal. So completely different things. No matter what, there's tax benefits to both of them. You can do both things, and he just shared that you can actually change it later on. You better go ahead, somebody.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you one thing real quick before we get to the last one, because I'm interested about your view on passive income. Right? Let me tell you what I mean.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
let me tell you what I mean, because I have all these people reach out to me all the time. Passive income, additional streams of income. They really want to do absolutely nothing and just make money.
Yeah.
And so, and even like with real estate, I make real estate real. I've been a real estate investor since 2004. That's one of my streams. But is it 100% passive? No, you have to do things with it. The reason why I'm saying this is that this is a smart, wise, strategic way to add a stream of income or grow a stream of income. But nowhere did Jason say you start doing government contract, you're a multimillionaire, and you don't have to do any work. It's unrealistic to think for any stream of income that you just do nothing. Look, if there's a stream of income like that, let me know that you just do absolutely nothing and you're just a millionaire, right?
Yeah.
So how passive, like what is the time commitment, or what would you say to people who are getting started with this? Like how much time should they devote to this? What can they expect with putting in applications and so forth to really make it work?
I mean, to be honest with you, the more you do anything, the better you and more efficient you get. The more you do anything, the better and efficient you get. So if you have to work around the time that you have. Like I like to do burst of energy and concentrated energy towards whatever I'm doing, because that way I know I don't have to do it. When you're doing a burst of energy, you don't have a long period of time to do a burst. That's why it's called a burst, right? So throughout the week, daily, I'm probably, if I'm doing it myself without my team, I'm probably devoting about 3 hours, and then I'm done. But that 3 hours is laser like focus. Like it's no distractions, it's no phone, it's no social media, it's no lunch break, it's none of that. It's just focus. It's like boom, it's like focus, because you will be surprised if you putting yourself on a time commitment, how much work you're gonna get done.
Talk about it.
I'm gonna start at 10 and I got a hard cutoff at 1 o'clock. You'll be surprised how much work you get done. Because guess what you're doing? You monitoring your time, but most people don't monitor their time. You're like, oh, it's already 10:45. Okay, let me get this done. Let me get this done.
Yeah.
So when you put yourself on a time commitment, you'll see how much, and you focus too. You see how much work you get done. So a newbie, just 3.5 hours at the most, because you ain't trying to get burnt out reading contracts after contract. You ain't trying to get burnt out reading stuff.
Look, don't play with me. Jason, be nice. Get burnt out. Don't watch TV. Don't go to the movies. Don't go. Let me stop. Don't even look at nothing. Just do better. Like, no, let me stop. But no, that's good. What I will say, and I'll add to that, and I agree with you 1,000%, is that, one thing I always say is, can you sacrifice in a season to get what you want for a lifetime? Right? So say you're brand new at this, to give, for our wealth warriors out there, say you're brand new at this, you say, I want to give myself 90 days to really, really, really hit this hard. Well, are there some things you can cut out of your schedule to make sure you have 1 hour to 2 hours a day to really, really hit this? If you're concentrated with that time for a good 30, 60, 90 days, watch how much of an expert you become, and you're able to then, just like Jason said, the more you do something, the better you get at it. Because he said he ain't even eating lunch. I'm eating lunch. Oh, no.
I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna sit down and enjoy that thing. I ain't doing no more work after that. That's
right.
I'm gonna probably take a nap.
I know that's right. All right, so hack number, which is hack number 5.
Yeah,
okay.
so you gotta get in the game. The hack number 5 is you got to get in the game, which means you have to respond to the solicitations. I hate everybody listening to the sound of my voice. Stop making yourself sound like you know what you're talking about by saying RFQ, RP, RFI. Stop doing that. Like, just call it a solicitation. That's everything covered across the board. You actually sound more intelligent when you say solicitation because people don't say that a lot. Yeah. So you have to get in the game by responding to these solicitations, and that's hack number 5. People tell you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you have to take the shot and submit. Remember, this don't have money attached to it, meaning if you submit a proposal, you paid $1,000 to submit the proposal. It didn't work like that. So who cares if you submit a proposal and you messed it all up? Guess what you did? You're learning. You're learning. And it's no, oh, I did it wrong. I did it. No, guess what? You just didn't get awarded because you missed some steps. Cool. But the more you continue to do it, the better off you are. I tell my students all the time, look, I could talk to them blue in the face, yo.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm blue in the face. But if you ain't put no action behind nothing, then the knowledge is nothing.
Come on.
Knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is the only thing that's power. You have to apply the knowledge to make it power. So I'm telling you, the 5th and final hack is you have to submit. Because if you don't submit towards these solicitations, my company just gonna keep busting them down. And
I know. Oh, he talking greasy to y'all. Did y'all catch it? He started off nice and slow. He talking greasy to y'all. Yo, we always
be cool with it.
No, that's so good because honestly, we get into information. I call it information overload, right? And people are just watching, studying, taking notes, watching, studying, and taking notes. And the best teacher is the activity. Like that's when you'll get more familiar with submitting things with anything. And so he said, you ain't gonna do it. So Deborah said, do you check on your subcontractor's quality of service or work for the client?
No, absolutely not. I don't know if that work is good or not. Like how am I supposed to know, right? Think about that. I'm subcontracting out contracts that I have no 100% knowledge of how they supposed to do it and how it's supposed to look. The person that checks on the quality of service or the craftsmanship of work is the person that from the federal government that's mandated to do it. That's their job. So now it's my job to be cool with them.
That's good. Yes. I hope y'all caught that.
I don't check on myself. Why? Because nobody like to be micromanaged. You gonna call them every day. What you gonna call them and say, hey, how's it going? They will say everything great. You gonna say, okay, I was just checking on you. That's all you gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right. Look,
so instead of doing that, reverse engineer. There's a guy or a woman that's mandated to check the craftsmanship over your contract. Get to know them, talk to them. Hey, you can ask them the silly questions. How are my guys doing? How are my people doing today? They're gonna tell you the real answer because they're mandated. They showed up to the site a little later than my liking. So hopefully tomorrow they can get here a little early. Okay, cool. Anything else? They're gonna tell you. And that's how you manage your subs at that point.
That's good. So do you recommend, that's a great question. So I like how you broke that down. So do you recommend, especially people who are new in this, maybe they're new, they're having a relationship with subcontractors. Do you recommend that they really take ownership of this process, you know what I mean, and build that relationship and get that feedback so that they can get better with, I guess, subcontracting out and managing. Did y'all hear them? Managing your subcontractors?
Yeah, that's going to take time, right, Terri? Like everybody's management style is different, especially remember you're managing these things from afar, right? And that's a different type of management style because now your voice has to have certain inflections to sound authoritative, and then other times it has to just sound, like a little lackadaisical. So just that alone is a skill set right there. So people can respect your authority from afar. So managing your management style is just going to come with time, for real.
I know that's right.
Because you're going to have so many different subcontractors, you can't manage the same way. That's just like with people. You got 15, 20 people on your team. Everybody got a team these days.
Don't Don't you air quotation it. Look, this shenanigans. Don't you air quotation it.
So, but if you really got a team, you can't manage that team. Everybody can't be managed the same way.
That's so true.
Same management style.
That's good. And just like Jason said in the beginning with building the relationship, vetting those people in the very beginning, that you're subcontracting out to. So last question, and thank you so much for this. And let me know if you can remember them all. Do a recap for the people. Look, I got my scribbles all over the place.
All right.
Are there any preferred, I don't want to say preferred industries, but is there anything, because you're in this, guys, and y'all make sure you like this, make sure you share this with somebody. Anybody who asks to borrow money, complaining about money, they say they're broke, you need to share a solution to them. And I mean that. I'm being funny, but I'm not. Everybody has a problem, but they don't want to hear about solutions. This is a solution. We're solution based. So really share this with somebody who this could be something that really, really helps them. But with, do you see, so you're in this. And my point is that, it's one thing when you're an expert, when this is your thing, you're in it. So you're kind of aware of changes, shifts, trends, all those kinds of things. So do you see any kind of shifts, trends, any kind of contracts that are maybe, I don't say easier to get, but less barriers to entry or more high in demand, just to give some people some nuggets out there?
I love this question because I get asked all the time.
Yeah, go me.
So the only changes that actually happen frequently is 10 million and up. 10 million and up, those is regulations. Everything starts to get different a lot. 10 million and up. But most people not even ready for 1 million. So those changes don't affect us. So at the level that we play at, and I play at majority for majority of my contracts, I'm under 2 million for most of them, 2 million and under. So the level that we play at, we don't have to worry about things affecting us and things changing, and most common solicitations being awarded. Now, I do encourage people to look at the ones that they are not familiar with. Check me out. Don't look at the ones that you're familiar with, because that's gonna make you feel like I know what's supposed to happen up here, and you be all wrong. Look at
they be all wrong.
Just be the one. They be like, I know how to cut grass whole time. You ain't supposed to use a regular lawnmower. You supposed to use something else down, and they done blew the whole anyway. So
don't be talking about me to my face. That's exactly what I would do. Look at all the stuff I'm familiar with.
Right. So what I encourage people is not the stuff you're familiar with, but at least the things that you have heard of. Everybody, watch this. I'm not in the beauty industry, but I've heard of wigs. I've heard of getting a haircut. I've heard of certain makeups that you have to put on your face. I'm not in the digital content space, making it. I don't make digital content. I just push record. Somebody else makes it. So I am not familiar with this kind, that kind, but I've heard of it. So if I've heard of it, it does bring a sense of calmness to me to be able to talk to somebody else about it that actually knows how to do it. So don't worry about if you're not familiar with it. Just be like, oh yeah, I heard of that. I heard of transportation. I heard of taking this bus. Do it that way, and then you'll see your ocean start to open up like that.
I know that's right. Look, I'm trying to concentrate, but I'm still on when Jason said 10 million. I'm about to kick all y'all off this live and call Jason and make him do it.
10 million. Woo, the things, yeah. They like that. Terri, is everybody knows this, especially 2025. I don't want to sound cocky or crazy or whatever, but you can make in today's society, you can make money. You can make money. I mean, people are proving it every day by just picking up their phone and cooking, picking up their phone and dancing funny. People make money. So it ain't the money, it's you. So what I really want people to be doing is this. Take this information, take understanding federal government contracting, and know that you getting in business with the largest purchaser in the world. That's the federal government. And they ain't no fad. They ain't going nowhere. You see all them people crying that when they was gonna shut down TikTok,
Yep.
You saw them people going
Have it
crazy,
crashing out, lost
straight
their
crashing out
mind.
because they depending on the app to pay them money. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Everybody peak game. There's nothing wrong with it. If it's working, it's working. But hopefully they taking that money and they learning and putting it back into themselves to learn another skill set so their money can start to triple, double their net worth. Hopefully that's what they doing.
You better look now. You talking my language, like you talking my language now, and
Yeah.
it's so fun that you said that. I'm glad that you said, and guys, we know like the reason why we share information, like we both literally our brands are based on sharing knowledge that we've been able to have success in because we're grateful. We want other people to have results, and it really is like you can have if you have Wi-Fi, a laptop, and a cell phone, you can have a business. Us being in this information age, and then now you add AI and add systems and add automation. I really want to say like it's the easiest time compared to 10, 20, 30 years ago to make to make money. And like now you being able to Google everything. And I mean, you still need coaches because it can give you some bullet points, but it can't really teach you the strategy. It can't teach you the ethics. It can't teach you the communication. It can't teach you the relationships. Right. But you can get certain information that we couldn't get. Like, look, we didn't even when Jason, we talked about before, when we were making our courses, everybody didn't have a course. That was like 2000. Look.
Yeah, they ain't had one. And the ones they had wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? The ones that was out weren't good. And nowadays, I mean, I said this on the last one. Yeah. You can get the information. Yeah. You watch this. You can get information without me and Terri. You can. It's out there. It's 2020. You can get it without us. But guess why you want us? Because we've already went through the bumps and bruises, the pains, the headaches, the sleepless nights to streamline the information so you can skip the line. I ain't trying to, man, when I used to go to the club, I ain't trying to stand out line with everybody else. I'm VIP. I'm skipping the line because I want in already. No. If I didn't have a mentor, which I didn't have, it took me 3 years to win my first contract. Who trying to wait 3 years to win a contract? That's why you want me. You want me. I'm gonna help you line.
You better say that again. Say it again. A coach and a mentor will fast track your process. He said, and mind you, thank you for being transparent. I just said this in Patreon the other day. I said, I still have 4 coaches myself because great leaders are great students. But you fast track the line, just like with buying a house, reading about buying a house, reading about investing in real estate, and actually buying a house and investing in real estate is completely different. Yeah. Reading about federal contracting, actually going through the process yourself and learning this worked, this didn't work. I like this. I don't like this. This subcontractor is hard to work. Like all those things, those nuances you get with the help of a coach so you can fast track the process. You better go. You're preaching real good, Jason.
That's it.
That's why somebody said, say that.
That's why they fool with me, Terri. Like what I'm holding punches for. I ain't got, man, y'all. I ain't holding no punches. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I ain't gonna necessarily be polished or politically correct, but I'm gonna say it in a way that's gonna touch your soul, so you can figure out which way you want to move. Because I can talk to I'm blue in the face, but if you look at your bank account and you satisfied, then cool. Ain't nothing I can do about it.
Look, Deborah said, I have 2 coaches now. Look.
Go, Miss D.
And so she actually asked a question. This is a great question. She said, last question, how do I become a student? Come on, somebody. Okay. How do I become a student? Right on time.
Yeah, that's a layup. That's easy. So just go to my Instagram at @IamJasonWhite_. My website is thefederalcode.com. Yeah. So go there. You can reach out to us via email, admin, ADMIN @thefederalcode.com. And we're gonna take care of you for sure. It's a lot of information, but building the communities like myself and like Terri are doing, because we're not done yet, right?
Come on, somebody.
I brag about 13,000 students, but it's billions of people in the world. So I want to get up there. I want every time you hear about the word contract. Oh, you talking about that dude? You talking about that dude, Jay? You know what I'm saying?
First name Jason, last name White.
Not because I want to be a star and popular and all that. I know the way I give the information is very, very effective. That's why. Like when I listen to other people, no shade, no shame to them, but they just make it sound so hard. They make it sound so impossible. I'm like, yeah, it ain't even that serious. It's not that hard. It's not. So it got to be me. I got to jump in front of them to talk to you about it.
Can you say it, y'all? I hope y'all admit this is why I'm so excited for Wealth and Water too. Let me tell you why I love what he just said. Simplify it. You make money, you build wealth, and you help the masses at the same darn time by making things simple. The more simple it is, the easier. This is a success principle, y'all. I need y'all to hear it. If your process is doing 19, 20 things, you got to turn up, do this and do that. If it's too much, people will not execute. So the back end, the real hack to people that have massive success is they have a clear, simple system that gets results, that's effective, and that is duplicatable. That's what Jason had. Look, come on, somebody. His system is duplicatable, and that's why he's the #1 federal contracted course. Like, that's why he's just a go-to person that has grown so fast. I'm so excited for you and so proud of you, because I remember from the very, very beginning. But it's because you created a system that people can follow. So that's a nugget right there for all my coaches, because I know it's some wealth warriors on here. There's some people going to Wealth on Water on here. It's a bunch of people on here. Go back to whatever it is you're doing. Simplify it. Simplify it. People try to make it look complicated. What did Jason say? Simplify it, and it makes it so much easier.
That's it.
Go ahead. So you said something earlier, Jason, right? Did y'all peep? Because he was like, you need to be asking these questions, because I already had my mind. I was going to ask Jason, because we got some more questions. I know everybody couldn't, like, we about to pick his brain. If you want to pick Jason's brain some more, put yes in the comments, because I already had in my notes that I was going to ask Jason, can we just get one more week? More week?
Yeah, so, let's do it.
If you would like to, do you want to do the last week? Do you want to do it on your channel?
Terri, you smart, yo. You feel like, let's do that. That makes sense, Terri.
Listen, come on, somebody said right here in the comments. Yeah, look, you put it down, I'm gonna pick it up, Jason. Ain't nothing slow about me. Listen.
That's smart. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that. That makes sense.
So that's what we'll do. So everybody, if you've got advice, so make sure you like this, make sure you share it. So can you do a real quick recap for everybody, Jason?
Is everybody paying attention?
Are y'all paying attention? They say yes.
All right. You want to register in SAM.gov, right? Just ensure your SAM.gov stuff is perfect and is right. You want to make sure that you understand the FAR, right? The Federal Acquisition Regulation. You want to understand that. You want to create the pivotal relationships. All right. Remember, we talked about creating the pivotal relationships. You want to make sure you register for your socioeconomic disadvantage status, aka your certification. You want to do that. And then you want to get in the game. You want to get in the game by responding to solicitations. You do all those things, you're on point.
Come on, somebody. Y'all remember Love Jones? Or I'm just aging myself. Like, you know how you do like the little snappy. Remember Love Jones? Jason, you remember Love Jones?
Of course, yeah, of course. What? That's a love story that didn't end like I thought it was. Like anyway, if you ain't seen Love Jones, go check it out. Plus, we old, and just remember when I seen Nia Long and Lorenz Tate back then.
Come on,
I was probably, how old was I? I was younger than them. I was a little younger.
Look, y'all, this is the nugget. Love what you do and have fun. Like, let's have some fun and laugh while we look. Somebody, like Keisha said, I watched that this weekend. Look,
somebody. You was having a ball then.
So I love it. So Jason, so for everybody on here, make sure you like this. Make sure you subscribe. Jason has a YouTube channel and he has an Instagram. He's giving game on both, right? So make sure when I repost this, I'm going to put in the description. I'm going to put in the comments. I will put his website. I'll put his email. I'll put his YouTube. I found your TikTok. I'm going to tell you. I listened. Come on, somebody. I found your TikTok.
I'm growing. I'm slowly but surely moving to TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I'm on TikTok really just having fun, but it's cool. I'm over there having fun.
Last time Jason was like, I don't understand it. It's still me. I found your TikTok, and so I'll make sure I put all of Jason's information in the description and in the comments, and then we will figure out the next. It's going to be round 3. Look, y'all said yes. Look, y'all was like yes. We want it to be at round 3. Come on, somebody. And so what we'll do is we'll put that will be on Jason's channel. So when we have the date and the time, we'll make sure we shoot it out to everybody, and then we're going to continue this conversation. So Jason, I just want to say And y'all heard him. He told me no, but then he came back. He said yes. I know. I love it. We gotta be real. We gotta be real about how stuff goes behind the scenes, because you support people no matter what. And so I appreciate you, because I am not an expert in this area, and I have learned so much already, and I'm already building this into the next quarter. Like, listen, come on, somebody. So I appreciate you. Is there any last tip you want to give to anybody before we leave? And I want to say, invest in the federal code, because it's a proven system. So if you really how you do anything is how you do everything. Don't don't try to piece it together with 29,000 reels. No, invest in the system. Come on, somebody. And get it done the right way. Because look, 1 or 2 federal contracts, it pays for itself. That's why I tell people about credit. They're like, oh, I got a $50,000 credit card, and you crying about this $500 course? Like, you just got $50,000. Like, make it make sense. Look, we
gotta make it make sense. The only thing I gotta say is, man, we'll see y'all next week. That's it. You feel me? Come next week. I got some more stories about me and Terri. I got some more information about federal government contract. That's what you want to hear about. And then also too, I would love to see everybody that's coming on this cruise. It's gonna be an amazing time. You think I'm giving out information now? I'm gonna be on stage. I'm gonna be right in front of you. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Amen. Look, and Terri, we know Jason is going on. Amen. Thank you guys so much. So thank you, Jason. I'll talk to you soon. We appreciate y'all. And thank you, everybody, for joining, and share with a friend. See y'all soon. Bye, y'all.